Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard if you're brand new. Welcome back if you're not. And welcome home if that sits perfectly for you. This is the weekly What's Up for the week of the 21st through the 27th of July 2025. As always, let's get right in. Uh, our story begins deep in the heart of retrograde season. It does. I'm not wrong. So listen, on the 21st, on Monday, we start with a Gemini moon, right? And we begin with a sextile to retrograding Uranus in Leo. The moon will conjunct Venus and then square Mars. Here's the deal. The nodes are also active here, right? The south node is conjunct Mars, which is squaring Venus and the moon. Okay, so how you are feeling and the actions that you take as a result might be in the spotlight on Monday. Pay attention to how those feelings are bringing you messages and data. Mm-hmm. Um, Ask yourself questions like what are the purpose of these feelings, and figuring out those answers can offer you a deeper understanding of your own motivation. Okay, so your feelings can offer you understanding of your motivation. So clarify the catalyst of your actions before you take them, right? Ask yourself, why am I contemplating this motion? Why am I choosing this course of action? Make sure you know, right? Get clear. On Tuesday, hello, thank you. On Tuesday, that Gemini moon is going to sextile Chiron in the wee hours of the morning. In time for coffee, the moon will move into Cancer, and at 8:29 a.m. Central Time, the sun blazes its way into the sign of Leo. And welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Leo season. That Cancer moon will square Saturn and Neptune, both retrograding in Aries, and then quincunx retrograding Pluto in Aquarius. Okay. Here's the deal. Leo season blazes in, right? Sextiling Uranus. Primed for change, okay? Primed for change. Pay attention to Uranus and Gemini. The theme for this Leo season is a very, very deep taking stock. So really minding the way that the best self-care is real self-care, right? We're not talking about bubble baths and dry brushing, although those are good for you. We are talking about real self-care in the form of doing the work, right? Um, Absolutely. Because your growth and your expansion absolutely depends on that. So your authenticity is only as good as your capacity for honesty. And your self creativity is only as rooted as you're able to dig deeply, right? So remember that in this season of light, Leo is all about the light, the spotlight, the bright lights. Um, do not forget that even in the presence of light, we must tend our darkness. There is no such thing as one without the other. So just pay attention to that, please. On Wednesday, the 23rd, the Leo sun will sextile Uranus, as we talked about. Venus in Gemini squares Mars, and the Cancer moon will sextile Mars in Virgo. You want to put these ideas into motion. Listen, we've been talking about getting your plans together and laying the foundations and taking a breath and holding on. It's retrograde season. Here's the deal. Your urge to upset your own apple cart, indeed to upset all of the apple carts, is very strong. The fact is that you have to be willing to push past your own need for safety. If that's the case, if you're a person who has that, if you even have time to wonder if the shift is worth the risk, then go for it, right? If you even have time to stop and say, wow, I really want to do that. How does, if you can form that part of the thought, go for it. Absolutely go for it. Remember that deep in the heart of Leo season, even in the midst of retrograde season, the life you change is always your own. On Thursday, the 24th, that Cancer moon will square Chiron, and the Leo sun trines Saturn and Neptune. The moon moves into Leo, and then trines. Well, hold on. Wow. The sun trines Saturn and Neptune. The moon moves into Leo. The moon trines Saturn and Neptune. Sorry, my brain was crossing my eyes there. And then at 2:11 p.m., the Leo moon conjuncts the sun at 2 degrees of Leo. Happy new moon. And then the moon will oppose Pluto. Minutes later, really not much longer at all. So this is a serious Leo new moon, very supported by all of those transpersonal planets, right? So this is a time where we get to say, yes, please bring that epic shift that we are in the midst of. Bring that energy home to you, right? To your experience, to your circumstance, to your situation, to all those things. Bring it into your here and now. The collective energy is absolutely fully reliant on you, right? We know this. The collective is the reflection of you. So make sure that you are really self-defining in all of the ways that you want to see things reflected in the collective, in the big picture, in the world at large. So what you are seeing is your own image in every collective situation, circumstance, relationship, and interaction. So if you love it, that's wonderful. Keep going, put more power to that, right? That is a beautiful validation. It's a beautiful signal to continue what you're doing. If you do not love what you're seeing in the collective, lean into the concept of as within, so without, and discover, uncover, claim what you believe that you need to change within yourself so that you can witness that reflected in the greater picture, right? Be the change is not just words, and that is an action. So be the change, right? Absolutely. On Friday, the 25th, that Leo sun is going to oppose Pluto, and the Leo moon will conjunct retrograding Mercury. This Friday is a day to check, triple check. Absolutely, right? Make sure that you are internally cleared and processed with absolutely any and everything that you are and that you think before you allow it to air. This is absolutely a day when you're forging your future in hard stone, right? So do not jump your own gun. Take your time, take it easy, slow down, make sure that all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. It is Mercury retrograde. It's absolutely okay to take motion. It is not okay to do that without double checking, triple checking. Okay. On Saturday, the Leo moon will sextile Venus and trine Chiron before the moon moves into Virgo later in the afternoon. That moon will square Uranus and then quincunx Saturn and Neptune and Pluto. So the moon is activating your leading character energy. So it's a beautiful time to set the feel of your own story. Ask yourself, how are you blazing your own trail right now? How are you following your heart? Check in with those feelings. And after that moon moves into Virgo later in the afternoon, make sure that you are staying in self-assessment mode, that you're not sliding into self-criticism at this moment. There's a hummingbird in my cedar tree outside my window. So if that's a message for you, rock and roll with that. At any case, on Saturday late afternoon, do not let your self-assessments turn into self-criticism, right? Stay with your grounded assessment energy. Make sure that you're looking at all of the things that we've been talking about and that you're not sliding into that nitpicky energy. And on Sunday, the Leo moon will sextile Jupiter. Now, Jupiter's entry into this personal energetic story really creates plenty of room to grow and expand. It creates a space where luck is on your side, where fortune is present, and a lot of blessings are available to you. And if you've made it that far, and guess what? You have, um, keep leaning in, right? Keep reaching up and know that you are so very supported in this time of deep change, that this is what the universe is asking of you, right? Um, yeah, let's get talking here. So on Monday, we have the Ace of Wands and the Star. This is absolutely gorgeous energy. We talk about how your feelings and actions um, are really in the spotlight, and how we want to pay attention to the way that you're feeling and use those messages as data, right? So what are the purposes of those feelings? What are they telling you? And with the star here, this really lends itself to that post apocalyptic feel of renovation, of there's only one way to go, and that's up, right? So whatever it is that your heart is telling you, make sure that you are making it clear, right? Clear as the message itself before you take action on it. Even though this ace can't be housed, it can't be shelved, it can't be shoved in your pocket, just make sure that as you welcome this energy of shift, you're really, really aligning with the how, the when, the where, the why, that you're moving. And let that be the map all by itself. Right? On Tuesday, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Magician. What a beautiful energy for Leo season, huh? Especially Leo season in the wake of all of this Uranus energy. We're talking about taking stock, right? The magician knows how to do that, right? He understands where his power is sourced from and has absolutely the devotion, the dedication to give himself to the process and not rush it, which is something that we talk about this week, right? Self care is real self care, and authenticity is only as good as real self honesty. There's no capacity for self deception here, there's no capacity for nonsense. And the deeper you go, the stronger your roots will be, the more power you have for the long haul. So make sure that in this season of light, you are absolutely not running from your darkness. In fact, welcome it, because it is another source of power for you, right? What you find in that darkness is your power. On Wednesday, King of Wands and the Six of Swords. Lovely. So we talk about wanting to put our ideas in motion. Absolutely, we do. We want to upset all those apple carts, right? There's a little bit of impulsive energy in this King of Wands. The Six of Swords is reminding you, even if you're yearning for safety, sometimes you have to push offshore if you know that that's the right thing to do. Understand that you have the stability to undergo the journey and take the risk. It, as long as you are confident in your, let's say, you're confident in the fact that regardless, you have what it takes to get across, to bridge the gap, to succeed, then you don't have to worry about that, right? Go for it, because the life you're changing is your own. Yeah. On Thursday, the Lovers and the Ace of Wands again, right? So this is about divine blessings. This is that Leo new moon energy. So how is the divine calling into action the things that you've been gathering, right? This is where that epic shift energy comes home to you and makes it personal. Again, we can't put this in our pocket, but we can certainly use this to light the way. And we have all of the power of the divine at our backs, right? This is that understanding of even though I'm acting on behalf of myself, I'm also acting on behalf of the collective. As these transpersonals all light up this Leo new moon, understand that you have all of the power of the universe, not just in your hand, but also in your hand, right? Does that make sense? I hope so. Make sure that you are self-defining in all the ways that you want to see reflected, right? This is the lovers. There's nothing without that is not within, right? So even in that divine pair, what you're really seeing is you reflected in someone else's eyes. Make sure you're lighting it up. If you love what you're seeing, keep shining. And if not, don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to shift and change your beliefs, your behavior, your consciousness. All of those things are yours. And at this Leo new moon, please make sure that you are intending not just with yourself, but with the reflection of yourself in mind, right? On Friday, we have Judgment and the Queen of Pentacles. We're talking about check, triple checking here, making sure that you have internally processed absolutely everything before you bring it into air. You do not have the space to jump your gun. So make sure that your assessments are thorough. And with this Queen of Pentacles here, she's reminding you all the way down to the root, not just at the top, right? The top will take care of itself. You have to go all the way to the root and make sure that your motivations, that your internal processes are cleared and checked before you get anywhere. But you can change and shift anything that you want, right? You're very, very rooted. You're very grounded. Let that be. On Saturday, the 7 and the 3 of Pentacles. This is lovely. This is about making sure that all of the things that you've been waiting for, right? This is leading character energy. How are you blazing your own trail? Guess what? You might have planted a lot of things. Are you waiting for them? That's okay. Keep waiting if need be, right? Don't shove things along. Make sure that all of the ways that you've planted your intentions, right? Whether it's this new moon or any other time in your life, that you're allowing those things to process through at their own time, at their own speed, and you're allowing for collaboration, whether that's your own self collaboration, whether it's universal collaboration, or someone else to help you. The process is the process is the process, and whatever is necessary will come to you. Your job is to make sure that you allow that, right? Absolutely. We have another ace and another queen. The Ace of Swords and the Queen of Cups. This is the day that Jupiter pops in, right? So Jupiter is that beautiful luck, blessings, fortune, right? A brand new idea to put into action. So if luck is on your side, your odds are great, right? You're protected, you're safe. That Queen of Cups understands she's the embodiment of her own emotional state. So just keep leaning in. Just keep leading with what you know to be true and trusting that your heart will follow it in kind. And not only will your heart follow it, but as that way is made, you will be able to fearlessly move into that space, that liminal space that is yet, right? It might not be there now, but it will be there yet. And if you can hold that space, if you can step into it fearlessly, well, guess what? You're good to go. Shiva consciousness. So this card talks about how we release what has been so that we can hold space for what is, right? We just got done talking about the power of yet. Shiva consciousness allows for the releasing of anything that is non-productive, of anything that is non-useful, right? Understanding that no matter what it is, it will come back to you or for you or as you or with you. At any point in time, and that it is all you. You're never losing anything. You're just losing the illusion of it, right? Because every act of destruction is an act of creation, evidenced right here at the beginning of the week by the star. This is how we call into action all of the things we believe we lost, right? You see me air quoting. Um, but the fact is, we lost nothing. It just comes back in a different form. Our oracle card is Gaia herself, wisdom, knowledge, spiritual understanding, right? Beautiful. Let's see what she has to say. The Gaia card is the most powerful card in this deck. By the way, it's called the Gaia deck. It shows you that you have a deep spiritual connection to the earth and a deep spiritual understanding of life. Gaia, the Earth Mother, thanks you for the love and consideration you show towards her and the love you have for all living things. She encourages you to gently and lovingly share your wisdom and knowledge of the earth with others. Perhaps you may join with like-minded souls to share your message of love, or you may choose to do practical things to help the earth restore her balance and well-being. Yet, this is not a call to preach to others. You are a beacon of light. Remain that way. Share your knowledge and wisdom only with those that are ready to hear it, and do not fear the earth changes that are taking place, for all is evolving and unfolding as it should. All the earth needs is a little more love. Yeah, I think so. The affirmations are: I am in communion with Mother Earth. I hear her call. I am grateful for her love and share her wisdom with others. I am a beacon of light. All evolves and unfolds through love. So this week is a less charged week than we've had for a while. It's not a slow week, right? It's not a slow week at all. But this is where we're going to start to feel that that energy of the trine that is going to be overhead for most of the next year, right? Between Neptune and Uranus and Pluto. This is where we really start to witness how the universe, even in these times of trial and challenge, is creating support for us, is creating space for our highest safety and evolution. So the way that you're willing to lean into that at this time really allows you to step into your purpose, to step into your role, to step into your healing, right? So lead with compassion, most of all for yourself, right? Because the way that you're willing to conjure your healing in this Leo season is going to determine the way that you are willing to conjure the healing that will lead the rest of everything, right? What comes next is really starting now, and it starts with you. So please be kind to yourself and be in reflection for yourself, right? And stay in that assessment energy. Don't fall into critique. Be here and present, and that's never a thing. So just stay in your moment and welcome all information as new information, and just choose where you want to go from here, right? That's all you can do. So be blessed, guys. I'll see you next time, and till then, take care.